Started, and then I'm going to hit record here. So 1 sec. Make sure this is up and running. And let me just add some info here. Oops, let's take this out. We don't do that. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm coming back. Gotta find my window. All right, let me hit record. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And if it's your first time watching us live on YouTube or on the replay, please do subscribe and join us for our regular shows. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward tools, support, resources, wonderful speakers who are going to assist us with wisdom, teachings, processes, healing, things to raise our vibration, raise our consciousness, raise the consciousness of the planet and the collective, and giving us tools to thrive in our lives. So thank you again so much for joining us and for subscribing. And today my good friend Simmin Bawa is back with us. And today we're talking about astral projection and astral traveling. And so some of what we're going to talk about and learn today is about how astral projection is a process of transferring the consciousness to the astral body from the physical body. It's often called the out-of-body experience. And this process sets your spirit free to explore the astral planes. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the vessels or vehicles that carry our consciousness and the astral body. The astral body is merely one of those. So much more. We're going to talk about the past, present, and future, and several reasons why we want to try this method of astral traveling, right? So we're going to talk to Simmin about all of that and more. For those of you who don't know Simmin, she's been on our show many times before. We love having her. She's very gifted. She is a professor and head of Department Philosophy at Jai Hind College in Mumbai. She is the recipient of Best Teachers Award for 3 consecutive years. She's an avid researcher and academic, currently pursuing a PhD course in sexual ethics. And Simmin knows more than 35 modalities of healing and fortune telling. She was born clairvoyant, clairaudient, and claircognizant, and knew from an early age that what she has to contribute spiritually. She has so much to contribute spiritually. She has been a practicing holistic healer from the age of 16 years. And Simmin's specializations include auto writing and channeling, reading and healing in the Akashic records, tarot card reading, candle magic, crystals, graphology, past life regression, crystal ball gazing, numerology, cartomancy, Lenormand card reading, magical oils, angel therapy, and card reading, and so much more. And so she practices all of these, and she teaches these courses as well. And I have had the privilege and the honor and benefit of working with Simmin myself personally and in courses. And so I'm so glad and happy that she's here today to talk to us about, like I said, astral projection and astral traveling. So please join me in welcoming Simmin to the show. Simmin, welcome back.
Hi, hello everyone, and thanks so much, Alara, for that beautiful introduction. Now, I'm sure, okay, everybody has had one experience. It's a common experience where we have all been asleep at night or in the day, and we suddenly feel a jerk in the body. It's like zoop, and you wonder what happened. And that is the first proof that I want to tell everybody about, that each and every one of us is capable of astral traveling. It's just that we do it naturally at the subconscious, unconscious level. We are programmed to do this day in and day out. Of course, that kind of a thud in the body where you begin to just shiver, okay, that's not something good, but I'll talk more about it. Mm-hmm. And astral traveling is a beautiful experience. It's astral traveling, but the technique is astral projection. We're a beautiful, beautiful amalgamation of the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the intellectual. And with all these components within us, we only realize our bodies. We only provide food for our physical bodies. Having good intellectual conversations is food for the intellect. The mind, it's about how we think, how we speak, and emotionally, our relationships happen to nurture us. Spiritually, there's a lot that we undergo. This Nobel Peace Prize winner, Rabindranath Tagore from India, he got his Nobel Peace Prize for his book Gitanjali. He said something beautiful in one of his works. He said that we all need some form of rest because of all that we have gone through in the day. And that rest, most of us get at night when we sleep. But the soul gets its rest period in the form of death. And that made me wonder, is it really in the form of death alone? The answer that I got was that's not true alone. That is true, but there is something more to this story. Because very often in our sleeping state, we undergo so much. We see so many types of dreams. We see objects in our dreams, people whom we haven't interacted with, and there is a lot going on. And I was really intrigued about what is this feeling that, at night, suddenly I sleep and then there is a kind of a shiver in the body and then I'm awake. Or maybe at night when someone wakes me up in the middle of the night, that happens to me to be some sort of an emergency. At that point in time, I have terrible headache. I do feel all these shivers in the body. What is that? And that research made me go to another field, which was out of body experiences. It's called as OBEs. And in these outer body experiences, one of the experiences that I was reading about and trying to understand and make sense of happened to be NDEs. NDEs happen to be near death experiences. There have been so many people in the world who have died and then they have been back in the body. And the number of cases are amazing. Some of them have been dead for 2 minutes, some for 5 minutes, some for 30 minutes. And then they are back in the body. I found that to be so amazing. And all the more amazing is because research tells us that these happen to be evidences of a spiritual element, happens to be connected to the human soul. And it's just that we're existing, but not in the body, we're existing out of the body. And very often, when you study about or you search about near-death experiences, there have been a lot of studies. I have personally read 300 studies. And a lot of them talk about or they describe about the ways in which people have had experiences. When they've been out of the body, there has been feeling of peace. Of course, the feeling that, okay, I'm not in this body, in this gross body. There's a feeling of free floatingness. Some of them have reported that they went into the tunnel. Some of them said that they were approached by some light or light beings. Some felt that there was a literal barrier between the body and who they were. Some of them visited other countries, places, historic monuments, and then they were called back. Some of them met their relatives, their loved ones. Of course, these are the deceased loved ones. And many others had a life review. It was like a kind of a panoramic field of lot of visuals from birth right up to their dying. But most of them returned because this is near death experience. It's not death, it is near death. So there was a decision made either by them or by these spiritual beings, or in some cases, it were these deceased souls of the loved ones who said, okay, hurry back, come on, it's not your time. they did return. And then everything changed for them after that. Life was never the same. And there have been so many studies. I wish I could just talk about a lot of these, but that's not why we are here for. And in these studies, one thing was very, very clear, that everybody felt that they could, or their souls could come out of the body. And I was wondering, if the soul can come out of the body, then there must be something which is a holder. In some of the books I have read, that soul feels trapped in the body. It's like a prison, or the body is a prison for the soul. But is it really a prison? And all these questions of mine made me wonder if I could somehow get my soul out. Somehow. And then I realized, well, probably there must be some technique. And with me, with the background that I come with, I'm a channeler. And I did go up to the creator. I did go up to the spirit world and to the spiritual masters. And I asked them, there must be a technique where I can get my soul out. The moment I told the creator that, I was told astral traveling and using the tool of astral projection. And that's all that he told me. And then I started searching for it. It took me a very long time, almost 1 year and 2 months. So that's about 14 months of study, of trying different techniques, wondering if this is where I am. And finally, I did get the technique, because at some point in time I was frustrated. I went up to the creator and I told him, you must help me. And then I was given the attunement. And attunements, the moment you have that and those channels open up, it's a fantastic, it's a beautiful experience. Now, this astral traveling is where the body is here with me, but a part of me, my astral body. See, though we say the soul happens to be atomic, but remember, atoms are also made up of electrons, protons, neutrons. There happens to be a nucleus. So it's not that it is not composed of parts. So my soul also has one of these parts, which happens to be the astral body. And we are all connected to the spirit world through the silver cord. And this silver cord helps me to come out of my body. And at night, our bodies do astral traveling. Sometimes we're extremely worried. And if I sleep, I wake up in the morning feeling better. Sometimes people go to sleep and they wake up in the morning with some bright ideas. There have been so many accounts in the world where mathematicians and scientists, especially physicists, have gone to sleep thinking about a problem, and then morning they have the solution in front of them. How is this possible? That's because at night when we sleep, the soul, the astral part of the soul, takes the silver cord and comes out. It goes right up to the spirit world. It meets its own guardian angels, the masters, and they guide us, because that is their work for us. Of course, everything happens to be my work and my study, but they guide me. They will tell us a lot of things. They will help us. They will give us perspectives. Sometimes all that they do is give us some amount of empathy, sympathy, and sometimes they are trying to tell us, I'm just there for you. Whether you want me to be there or not, but I'm very much there for you. Now, this happens at a very unconscious level, and we don't remember the messages. Very simply, as we don't remember our dreams, we don't remember any of these messages. When initially I got into the practice, and in the broad daylight, when I was able to project my soul out, and I started moving about, and I'll tell you where all we can go, where all I have been. I was wondering, is this lucid dreaming? Because I felt that it's very similar. In case if you don't know much about lucid dreaming happens to be a stage where you're dreaming, but the dreamer is conscious that he or she is dreaming. And that happens to be lucid dreaming. But here, it's not lucid dreaming. One of the things that we have to keep in mind is that we have to have a desire to do astral travel. You should want to know that there is a world up there, completely different world. You should overcome your fear of death. Most people fear death. That is twofold. Either we fear our own death, because what will happen to my loved ones when I'm not there, or my organization when I'm not there, but we fear death of our loved ones the most, because you don't want to live in uncertainty, and you probably don't know what it feels to live without them, and it's a scary thought. So we need to overcome all these fears of death. We need to get into an extremely relaxed stage. Sometimes I feel, yes,
Okay.
Alara.
So
Yes.
a lot of times people are worried about entering the astral realm, but not the nice part, right? There's a not nice part that you don't want to go to. We've been told this over and over again. So what about protection and safety when you are astral traveling?
So there are attunements that I have received and that I give to my students, and this ensures that I only access the good part of the astral world. There is a very heavy, dense area, a zone. I have been there, but I have been there with a lot of protection. I did not enter, but I was taken and shown, because when I'm a teacher, I should be able to help my students to know that there is a realm that we cannot access, but what is there over there? We all want to know. Like, I remember when I was young, I was in my teens, I wanted to know, what is this planchet about? So I was told that it's not something nice, but I still wanted to quit and call those souls. So in a similar manner, when you are given attunements, you cannot enter those realms. But otherwise, there are beautiful other realms that you can go to, that you must go to. For example, through these techniques, you can meet your master spirit guides, angels, archangels. You can move freely over earth and space, visit different planets and stars, go to various galaxies, go to unknown realms and visit outer space. You can visit your friends and relatives on the earthly plane. You can move around cities, towns with ease. You can discover truths unknown or known in the past but not known anymore. You can journey across times like ancient civilizations. And I have been to the Egyptian civilization, and I have seen myself working with candles in the pyramids and casting spells and doing prayers and lot of stuff. So you can visit not just the future, the past, the present. It's amazing how with this technique you can go and meet your relatives and friends and go and check whether your children are in school, or are they bunking classes, or what are they doing. You can go to the past, to various civilizations. You can revisit your past and look at people's expressions or what was going on in their mind at that time. You can also visit your own future, the future of the planet, other people's futures, etc. And you can actually see events taking place, because we have already sowed our seeds of karma, which takes us to our future lives. So there is so much more that you can do. You can meet not just master spirit guides, angels, and archangels, but you can meet advanced masters. And these masters are unknown to us. They could belong to different star galaxies, different spaces. There are so many spiritual beings. You might think that they happen to be aliens, but they are not aliens. They are a part of us. We have all been created by the same creator. Nobody is an alien. It's just that you don't know. I have had in-depth conversation with these spiritual beings. I have learned so much from them. And above everything, there's so much of spiritual growth which takes place. You can solve problems effectively by changing mindsets of others in your favor. But of course, this is done very, very ethically and morally. It's not done to harm anyone, but in the highest good of everyone. You can improve relationships, interpersonal relationships. You can visit the Akashic records. You can know so much. And not just this, you can visit your past, present, and future. You can also heal all of these issues in your past, present, and future. And all of this is possible through the technique of astral projection and astral traveling. You can visit your past lives. You can heal them. It's very, very deep work. You can visit your probable future. And above all, as I always mention, it's more about the person growing spiritually. Because if your spiritual self undergoes so much of changes, imagine what is it and how is it that you are nurturing your soul. In the beginning, I mentioned that our soul also requires food. And the food comes in the form of us visiting all these spiritual beings unconsciously. But the astral projection technique takes us to a completely different realm. And that is how the advanced stages of one's spiritual growth takes. Now, you need to overcome fears of the unknown, because when you're up there, you can meet so many beings. And as Alara rightly questioned, that we're not going to be going there and meeting somebody unknown who is going to haunt us. Of course, I come across people asking me all sorts of questions. What's going to happen to me? What will happen? Will I ever come back? Of course, you will come back. But believe me, the space world up there is so beautiful. Sometimes I'm in that space for almost 4 hours and I don't even realize that so much time has lapsed. You can know your life purpose and you can also understand what is your soul purpose. Now, at this point in time, I want to clarify that the two happen to be very different. The moment I ask, what is my life purpose? My life purpose is pertaining to this. In this life, what is the purpose that I'm born with? What are these lessons that I need to learn? And by the way, life purpose is different from career choices. A lot of people ask, what is my life purpose? But I actually want to know what is my career purpose. Life purpose is manifold. With each individual, I have a life purpose. And that is something which I was told and I was shown in the astral world, that there is a vast difference. When I say soul purpose, what is the purpose of my soul? Remember, each and every one of us is contributing in this world at a different level. Someone like me is contributing at a level where I'm bringing information from the other world. Alara is contributing because she is providing a platform for everybody to learn so much. So each one of us come with our own set of soul purposes, and these soul purposes stay with us for a long time. Not that we can't change them. Of course you can. You can fulfill some, bring on some more, and that is fine. It's like human beings having life goals. When I was a small girl, all that I wanted was to grow up and wear my mother's clothes, jewelry, and heels. But today it is something totally different. So when we are out there, you can expect anything. You will see moving lights and shapes, and those colors I have never seen on the earthly plane. Maybe deep down at the oceanic level, they might be, but the experience is very, very different. So we can explore places of interest. Sometimes I know I cannot leave my family and my work and go for a holiday, but I do want to visit XYZ place. What do? So I wanted to visit the Statue of Liberty. I did astral traveling. I went and I spent a lot of time, went inside, out, and I even went to areas which are not accessible for us. And this is all happening at a time when I'm sitting over here, but my soul can travel. A part of my soul can travel and not just go to the world up there, but also stay in the world down here and witness so much. When I
So,
have
Simmin,
gone, Yes, yes,
So
Alara.
what's the difference between astral traveling to see the Statue of Liberty and remote viewing?
And remote healing,
Remote viewing.
remote viewing. There is a vast difference because because at this level where in astral traveling, I can go through the material that out of which it has been made. And I can go to so many places, so many places. But when it is remote, you can't get into completely into areas where you are not allowed, and that is my understanding.
Okay.
And with astral traveling, it is something fantastic, is because imagine going to the past, to historical civilization. In India,
Mm.
we talk about Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, and but I have not been. A large part of it is in Pakistan, and India and Pakistan are not on very good terms internationally because of the politics. But I have been to the places through the process of astral traveling, and I have been to not the way it is right now, but the way it was in the past. Of course, I
Okay,
do
got
not
it.
see myself over there, but
Yeah, I
but
understand.
the way everybody lived, and I do remember, I witnessed a fantastic ritual, and Alara, the mention of that ritual I have come across later on in the Vedas
Mm.
and in the Rig Veda. And then I also got to know that people of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa had access to the Vedas. So it's not just hearsay, it's not just speculation, but I have witnessed it. Of course, it is my own individual journey. The
Right.
way I will see a place is not the way everybody else will see it. But of course, the way I would want to is completely my own personal journey.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you.
So you can visit so many of these beautiful places. You can increase what is known as personal awareness. See, I know the way I am, but in case if I can visit the past and I can relook, it's like viewing a movie, a film, and then you see, was I right? Was I wrong? Was there something that I said? Or what did my facial expression not match the way the with my words? So there is something which brings about personal awareness. And Socrates, the great Greek philosopher, said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." And therefore, there is a lot of personal awareness and growth. I then realized, Lara, that I'm such a tiny speck in this vast existence, such a tiny speck. But of course, that also made me ask, is this speck adding any value to one's understanding? When if you practice astral traveling at a regular basis, there is going to be a state where you will sharpen your intuition. And your intuition is something which will help you throughout. And it's not that intuitions are meant only for healers, but intuitions are meant for each and every person, because sometimes just understanding what's going to happen in the future is also a matter of one's intuition. Now, it will enhance your well-being. It will seek very, very long-lasting peace, inner peace to be more precise. And as I mentioned, sometimes when I am in the stage of astral traveling, I have astral traveled for 4 hours without realizing that so much of time has elapsed. A lot of people fear that, oh my God, I'll never come back. That's not true. Remember, the silver cord always pulls you back. So it will enhance your creativity, your imagination. It will help you get in touch with your own spiritual side, because remember, you will see a part of your own soul coming out of your body. It's amazing how I see a part of me coming out. I have felt my soul in the body. I do feel during deep stages of meditation. I do feel the rising of the soul. Here I come face to face with a part of my soul, and it is so amazing. It's just so. The only thing that one should understand is that when we have these outer body experiences, everything that we know. Remember, one of the things that I mentioned was that we do astral traveling every night when we sleep. But I don't remember the messages. I don't remember that I have gone and met my master spirit guides or my angels or my archangels and the guidances which they have. Of course, I do carry it at the soul level and then I live it out. But still, I would want to have this kind of knowledge at the more conscious level. So when you are having an outer body experience of the sort, everything that occurs to you, it is captured by what is known as the extra physical plane. So it is also known as, it is better known as the parabrain. So when you go back to your physical body, to this gross body, there is a kind of a transfer of the information from the parabrain to the physical brain. And this is how the recollection of the experience takes place. As I mentioned, we don't have to be afraid of these experiences because all the more you will enjoy it so much. I have taught this technique to more than 55, 60 people, and not just at the basic level. Of course, I do offer very, very advanced levels also. And it's all about enjoying. One of the common experiences that everybody enjoys is free floatingness of the astral body. The astral body is never standing still. It is always moving because movement happens to be its very nature. So as we enter our consciousness, we experience our true being. Who am I truly? Am I just Simmin? Am I just a professor? Am I just a family person? Am I just a healer, a channeler? There is so much more. This technique is not just about you, because of course it is huge work. It's a huge contribution to who you are and your overall growth and well-being. But you can also use this technique for other people to bring back messages for them, and of course do their healings and a lot many other things. The astral projection can last from a few seconds to a number of hours. It is up to us how long we want to explore the astral realm, how far we want to go, and when do we feel ready to come back. As one can understand that there are several methods by which one can approach this world. But we don't have to be frightened away by some horror stories or some not so true stories or stories which have been exaggerated of certain bad experiences of others. A lot of people say, oh my God, if I go to the astral world, I'll come back with some souls, with some bad souls, I'll come back with some bad karma. That's not true at all. You simply, and of course, with them, some of the stories are just spun out of mere entertainment. But you don't have to fear, because as I mentioned, if you tell yourself, I'm not going to fear that, I'm simply going to enjoy this experience. And why am I saying not fear death? Because it's not about your death or the death of your loved ones, but knowing that this is a temporary world. It is not your permanent abode. Alara knows that I'm very, very fond of Vedanta philosophy. And my understanding of Vedanta philosophy, where a lot of these well-known philosophers like Adi Shankaracharya, Brahmanujacharya, they always said that the world is Maya. Maya means illusion. The world is a complete illusion. But this illusion is what I really understood when I did astral traveling, that in this world, everything is so transient. Everything is so temporary. Actually, the other world, which is a very, very part of our being. And this other world is where my home is. I believe each one of us comes from a different star galaxy, a different planet, and you can actually go back home and see where you have come from, interact with your own people. I have been to the star galaxy that I come from. It is unknown to mankind because there are lots of galaxies, there are too many of them. And it's just that we're still not so technologically equipped to go and meet and see the people and beings of this world. But through astral traveling, one very, very, very much can. So it's just that they appear different Their appearances, their shapes, their colors are different, and ours is different. But the silver cord that links your astral body to your physical one will always get you back home. And home for you right now is this body. This is your direct connection back to the physical. And no one can ever cut the cord or sever the cord, because the cord is a permanent cord whose controls only and only lie with the Creator. There are many, many benefits to astral projection. And the phenomenon of an outer body experience can actually cause a number of life changes on your physical plane. People who regularly become happier, and I have seen that in my students. They become happier, they become more confident as they gain a better understanding of the life around them. Imagine going back to your past lives, healing them, going back to the past of this planet. I have seen some fantastic experiences, absolute uh, galactic delight, where I saw how planet Earth was formed. I witnessed the Big Bang. I saw how it rained for such a long time. We were a ball of just lot of heat. The planet cooled down, and so on. So there is so much which takes place. And and to top it, it is you will realize that there is no need to be afraid of things like death, and that life never ceases to exist. We are immortal beings, and our soul has so much of power, so much. So you will also regain a lot of powers. I wonder if people over here have heard of psychokinesis.
Psychokinesis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and in case if there is someone who doesn't know about it, it's just that you have so much of this inner power, wherein in case if you have a metal spoon in front of you, just by staring at it and putting in the intention for it to bend, it actually starts bending.
Mhm.
I have witnessed this. I have, at a very young age, I went to a lot of caves up north, India, and I met a whole lot of these spiritual sages who had all these fantastic gifts. And I always used to look at them and wonder, will I ever have? And now I can see that happening within me with the help of this technique of astral projection and astral traveling. I have developed it. Of course, it's not fully developed, and I'm not ready to show it to the world yet. But I do see that happening within me. And this outer body experience makes me feel so much in control of myself. I feel so powerful, just overall.
Mm.
And as I said, it's not just something which is going to enhance your spiritual well. Of course, it does greatly. You will develop miraculous powers and so much more. But it is overall about the quality of life that you will live. So there is nothing to be afraid about, nothing to be worried about. We just know that we can exist at so many different levels of existence. We don't only have to be in the body, we can disintegrate from the body and we can integrate back into the body. So you will learn about your reality, where you came from. Some even take this opportunity to visit their deceased loved ones. And there are various ways in which there's mediumship, there is channeling, there's automatic writing. But this is another added tool that helps you to visit you. You can go to the spirit world, you can meet your deceased relatives and attain a state of mind after talking to them over probably something that has been unresolved for a long time. So you can get closure to a whole lot of things. You will also see an increase in the way you then start living the world. Believe me, what I say will actually make sense. If you just get a taster, a teaser of this technique, you will understand there is a very different level of maturity that dawns upon you, because you begin to learn, understand ourselves better, and everybody is a projection of me. Everybody is a mirror image of me. The world right now is a mirror image of each one of us. We begin to understand all these complex web of relationships. So you will be able to see wonderful places if you wish, not just on the earthly plane, but the world up there. And all you have to do is set the intention once you're up there, that this is whom I want to meet, this is where I want to go. And there is this inbuilt mechanism. It just takes you over there. And sometimes when I'm up there, I feel like a superhero, that I can just, set the intention and there I remember when I was a small girl and I used to watch Superman movies on Superman. So always wonder, will I ever have those powers? Can I ever think of a place and just be there? Just close my eyes and open them and I'm there. Of course, it's not so simple, but with the help of this technique, it has become a reality. Somewhere I believe that everything that is available to us by way of fiction is actually a lot more than anything else, because it is a kind of a reality. Probably all our fiction comes from a different realm, a different reality, which we ourselves are connecting to. And this connection is only at night at the unconscious level. But with this tool, you can come to a very conscious level where you can experience it all. So you will be able to have all you ask for. And with more practice and experience, you will be able to do away with lengthy processes of leaving your body and traveling. You just have to set a command and it will be done. Of course, this happens at a very advanced stage wherein when you have spent a lot of time, you're confident of the practice and the technique. So you will eventually be able to go there up there, have your own place, destination, visit wherever you remember that astral travel is a natural ability that everyone has. You don't have to try too hard. All you have to do is have the right intentions and allow yourself. See, each one of us needs to give ourselves a permission to just float up there and just enjoy ourselves in the other world. Probably as of now, I have met master spirit guides. I have been to galaxies and realms, met spiritual, higher, advanced spiritual beings. I've gone to the Akashic records through this technique. I visited the spiritual through this technique. I visited past lives. I've healed. I've gone back to my past, present, future. I have healed all of that, and so on. But maybe there could be something more that I haven't experienced, which probably you will be able. And this is a reality. You can be right here and have everything that you need from the world up there. So, Alara, are there any questions or should we just make everybody go through a process?
Well, there are some questions. People have their hand raised. I was wanting to ask everyone who is here who has done astral projection or astral traveling, what was your experience? What did you see or do or feel? I know one time when I was doing astral traveling, astral projection, whatever you want to call it, I met Lord Krishna and I had a beautiful message from him. And it was like right on point, but it was very simple, very easy. And like you said, using the silver cord, it brings you back. You're not going to go anywhere, float away anywhere. And it is all about intention as well. Because it is a natural state. It's a natural process. It's a natural tool. We all have the ability. It's not, only for some people. And just hearing about your experiences and all the different ways that you have used astral projection, astral traveling is like, wow. There's so many ways we can use it and so many different things we can see or experience, right? So I was just curious if people have had those experiences. And also there are people with their hands raised. Do you want to take a few quick questions and see what they have about questions about astral projection, astral traveling, etc.?
Sure.
So, Linda, I know you've had your hand raised for quite a while. You want to unmute yourself?
Sure. Good morning.
Hi.
My granddaughter got off good. Just wanted
thank
to
goodness.
tell you.
Yay, good. Thank you for
Yeah,
letting me know.
I was really excited. Yes, I have had one astral projection thing that I remember, and I wound up in a university, and it was there were seats all the way around, and there was a professor down below, and he was doing some kind of math on the board, and I'm going, I don't remember any of this. The interesting thing was, I know there were like a lot of people around me, but I could not see them until we went out into the hallway. It was really strange.
Interesting.
So,
That's
oh
cool.
no, my question is, when you do the astral projection, do you get to see auric fields of the other people? I'm going to turn my thing off.
Or do you just see them as people, right? Yeah. So,
So, Linda, that is a very interesting question, and thanks for sharing your own personal experience as well. So, when I visit people, okay, say, one of the days I feel like visiting Alara, and hopefully I'll meet her soon in person, but someday I feel like visiting. Someday I feel that there is something not going so right with Alara. I can't get through her. She's not answering emails, phone calls, anything. I just project. I go out there. I go and I see what Alara is doing. At that point in time, Alara is a person doing things. But I can see everything around her in the room physically, whatever is happening. Same time, I can also, because it is a part of my soul, one soul recognizes another soul. So you can actually see what's going on in the mental field of the person. So what is the person thinking about? Okay, one. Two ways you can look at the 7 chakras in the body. 3, in case if they have certain types of physical ailments which they haven't told you about and they probably don't even know about, you will get to know them. Plus, you will also be able to see their auric field, as Linda asked, but because she asked only one thing, I said I'll say everything together. So you can even see that much. But I want to make this very clear that these types of experiences happen to be where you can see all of these energy fields, because everything happens to be energy, happens at a very advanced stage. You just need to practice this modality as much as possible. And most importantly, you need to keep your mind totally open and in the receiving. That I will see whatever my astral body needs to see. It will give me, I'm open to gaining knowledge, all types of knowledge that my astral body is, that my astral soul is willing to bring back. If I go with a fixed mindset that I'm just going to see if Alara is fine and I come back, that too is fine. Sometimes that is all that I want. I don't want to know what's going on in her mind. I don't want to see Alara's aura and 7 chakras, but you do get to see, if you say, I'm willing to see all that I need to know. And probably it's also going to be good for me because I can talk to Alara and I can tell her, see, this is what happened. So in one of my classes, there were 2 students. We were a big batch of about 13 or 14, but I had two students. They said, we have gone and visited XYZ, and this person is doing this right now. Do you mind, Simmin, if I can just get off the call, make a phone call and ask if this is what is happening? One of the students saw that they were eating something. She came back. She said, oh my God, they were actually eating that, Simmin. The other one said, I don't think that the person is feeling too well, because that is the sense I got. Would you mind if I just go out and call? I said, please do. It helps us to get a validation as well. She did not return for 25 minutes. Okay. I kept calling her, but the phone was busy. So I knew that there is a conversation going on. After 25 minutes, when she rejoined the class, she said, oh my God, thank God I spoke to this person. His mother has just been detected with cancer. And he is in a state where he's totally blah. And I told him that you should give her this crystal and do that, etc., etc. It's just fantastic. If you're willing to see, there's so much more that will open up, including the energy fields, not just one field, but many fields. By the way, we don't only have one layer of aura. We have minimum 2 layers of aura, and there are other subtle bodies also, which happen to be extension of us, which you will be able to see and read through this technique. Yes, Linda, I hope I've given you a little perspective on this.
That was really good, because so actually you could really adapt this to become like a psychic healer too, in a way, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll
Thank
take
you.
Sounds like something interesting that Linda would like to do.
I would
Think
love
about
to
it.
feel the world.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
one more thing. So if this works the way you say, could we like take a picture and then project ourselves into that place? Like if it's like Rome or Greece or something like that?
I do that all the time. All the time. I happen to be a avid traveler, and I'm traveling most part of the year. Whenever I get an opportunity to pick up bags and leave, sometimes when I don't get the opportunity, I can still go there. In fact, I can go there. I can go to the Colosseum, and I can spend all my time over there in the day and the night. I've seen Taj Mahal by the day, but through astral projection, I've seen it by the night and full moon night as well. And tonight too, I'm planning to. It's full moon night in India right
Yeah.
now.
It is here too.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much, both of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Linda. Great question. All right, Tanya, you have a question for Simmin?
Oh, yes, I have a very interesting question. I did astral projection very often since I was a child. I didn't do it on purpose, it just happened. But my question is about parallel lives, because in my many dreams, I saw myself looking different, but I knew that it was me, and I felt what that person felt. And in one of my dreams, I was killed. And so my soul was kind of running, flying around and trying to get to my friends from this life, trying to get to my sister and tell her not to tell mom that I'm dead. I want to find out who killed me, because I was like stabbed in the theater, which was very odd. And and when I was trying to kiss my sister, I could feel the membrane, something was between us, and certainly nobody heard me. Nobody even noticed that I was talking to them. And at the end, when I kind of accepted that I was dead, I probably started to wake up, and I started thinking to myself, no, I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm here, and my son is 3-year old son sleeps in another room. And I was so happy that I was alive, that I woke up and I was crying. So my question is, I don't know if you could answer it, how like death in one life affects us in this life. Is it kind of some traumatic experience for the soul, or what does it mean? Why I kind of experienced it? And I mean, it's
What
very
an interesting experience. But yes, you're still alive here, Tanya, right? So
yes, I am. Thank
you're
God.
still alive here. Go ahead, Simmin.
Hi, Tanya. And I could feel what you went through because of the way I connected with you. So sometimes when there are traumas in our lives or the past lives, suppose, in this lifetime, Tanya has undergone trauma. Maybe during the birthing process, you underwent severe trauma. So what happens at that point in time? There is something that leaves you, and that is called as the soul fragment. And then when you do astral traveling, because you're there and you have your own magnetic energy field, you can go back to the soul fragment. And then, or maybe there is a need for the astral body to go through a process of unification with the soul fragment. And that is when you go through the entire trauma so that you can bring back that part of the fragment of your soul, and there is unification. Then sometimes we do need to re-experience the trauma only because we haven't experienced it fully. So the way you mentioned, the way you were expressing, I was 100% sure this time you have experienced it fully, and therefore you have internalized not just an experience of the past, but a soul fragment. You have lived it out, and then there it has become internalized in your system. Yeah. So another fantastic aspect of astral traveling is also that you can revisit these soul fragments that have left you, and that it can bring you back, or it can bring back something that is lost. But of course, you need to undergo the experience. I hope I've given you a little perspective on what you were trying.
So
Yeah.
did that fragment of my soul come back to me?
Come back.
Or
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes, Tanya, it came back to you. So you lived it out and then it was back.
okay, good to know.
Great.
you.
I'm so happy.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Tanya.
lot.
Wow, what an experience. Thank you, Tanya. Niharika, I hope I'm
Yeah,
saying your
yeah,
name
yes,
properly.
yes, Niharika.
Awesome,
Hi,
wonderful. Thank you.
Niharika.
Hello, Simran ma'am.
Hi, Niharika.
How are you?
I'm very well, and I hope you too are well.
Yeah. I'm from India, from Pune, Maharashtra,
Yes.
and I
tell
just
me.
wanted to know. My sister's death was sudden. All of a sudden, she left this world. I just wanted to know, can I meet her?
If she has reached the spirit world, of course you will be able to.
Okay,
Yes.
and
So
what
through
would be
the
the process?
technique of astral traveling, you will be able to meet. Of course, there are very many ways in which you can meet her, but astral traveling happens to be one of the ways. As I did mention earlier on this call, that we can meet our loved ones, our deceased loved ones, through the technique of astral traveling. And not just this. And Alara, I think I've forgotten to mention, and thanks to Niharika, I can say this once again. You not only meet your deceased loved ones, but you can meet so many of your ancestors. And my mother used to very often talk about her great grandmother. And then when I met that great mother's great, so for me it is great grandmother, I was in tears, is because she told me so many things about mom, and I got a validation from mom. Oh, okay. So she told me that you climbed a tree and you fell down and then there were bruises. She said, oh my God, I have never told you all about this. How do you know? And now I know a whole lot of your secrets. So you can not just meet deceased loved ones, but a whole lot of your ancestors.
No,
Plus,
just one query, means
yes,
whether it would be by mediumship, whether it would be by mediumship or directly I would be able to meet her.
so it is not mediumship, it is your soul directly meeting her soul. So it's a soul to soul connection and conversation.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
Niharika?
still 1 year is to, yeah, because still अभी तक तो एक साल भी नहीं हुआ है.
That's okay. So Niharika is saying that it's not been a year. That's okay. Immediately after 21 days, 22nd day onwards, we can connect to our deceased love, provided
Okay.
that they have reached the spirit world at a certain level. Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting, ma'am. I would certainly love to have this experience.
So nice. So nice. You
Thank
must
you so
have the
much.
experience.
Yeah.
That is
Stay
what
tuned,
we-
Thank you
Niharika.
so much. Thank
Awesome,
you.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. Inderjeet has a question. You want to
Yes,
unmute
I
yourself?
do have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi,
Yes, I
Inderjeet.
have a question. Hello, Simi madam. How's everybody? How's Alara?
Good, thanks.
Simi had been my mentor too, and I'm too excited to join this session as well, out of curiosity. And I've written many questions, a few questions on the chat, but I wonder if you can do the ancestral healing as well through this.
Yes, in fact, I was
as a
coming to
spiritual-
that, and then Niharika stopped me. So you can identify, because you are in a conversation with your ancestors. You can have a conversation with them. Many a times they themselves tell you that you are stuck on XYZ issue, life issue is because of this, and if you do this, we can do it. And many a times they themselves give you healings. So yes, to answer your question, you can also do ancestral healing. So it's not just astral traveling, it's not just about going and seeing a lot of fanciful things. but it is also about healing a large part of you. And because you asked me about this, Indrajit, about ancestral healing, in my case, when I did a part, there was something ancestrally. Everybody suffers from one ailment on my father's side, and when I changed that, I witnessed that the DNA strands of everybody having that particular coming from that family and having that DNA pattern, I saw everybody heal, and I saw the DNA changing for everybody. After that, I've been inquiring. My father has a huge family. They are like 10 brothers and sisters. I've been inquiring with everybody. Are you okay? Is this ailment coming back to you? Is this coming back to you? Nobody has mentioned that. Yeah. So it is not just healing, it is healing at the DNA level. I hope I have answered that question.
Yeah, dear. Yes, dear. Yeah. And I wonder if dream is a link to an astral life. But or do the ancestors tell us, give us messages? Do the ancestors give us messages?
Dreams are basically, in talking in the language of the famous psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud, is just a way of reliving all your aspirations, your fears, your traumas, your desires. But there is something spiritual about them as well. Maybe Alara, on some other platform, or on some other day, in some other show of yours, we should do dream analysis, and then we can take that particular topic ahead, because dreams by itself is so fantastic, and there's so much of healing that can take place through dreams, and you can actually plot and plan your own dreams and do so much of manifestation.
Yeah, we've never done that, so that would be fun.
To do the astral traveling, you got to be sleeping soundly,
No, you
right?
don't have to be. Nothing. In fact, I was hoping somebody will ask me that question, and in case if nobody would, I would have anyway spoken about it. So we don't have to be asleep. When we are sleeping at night, it happens automatically, because that is soul food. But at the more conscious level, you can do it, and you can retain all your messages. You can practice this technique any time of the day. Once I was at one of the airports, and my flight got delayed by 8.5 hours. I was so bored. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to look at my phone, because I was annoyed that I'm wasting so much time. I just went into a zone where I did my astral traveling for a very, very long time, sitting at the airport, visiting every place that I wanted to. So it's a beautiful technique, and if you learn the technique, it is zip zap zoop. Then it's like going up there, finishing all your work, and coming down. Yeah, but of course,
it is like anybody can learn this, or you got to be prepared to do this.
Everybody can learn this.
Anybody with no basic knowledge of any spiritual
nothing.
modalities.
That is because it is so natural to us, so natural. That you can, that it comes very, very naturally to all of us.
So sweet.
That is the beauty of this technique.
It's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Indrajit. And yeah, we're going to talk about the workshop in a minute as well, about what is included in the workshop, what we can experience, etc. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Linda's asking, did you see the burning of the Alexandria Library? Did you see the erection of the pyramids? She could have if she wanted to, but it's like there's so many things to choose from, right? So
I saw the erection of the pyramids of Giza.
Sorry, I heard something, and I just, Neo is not moving, so everything must be fine, but I heard a weird sound. I was just curious. Okay. So Linda, if you want to, you can do that. You can see that for yourself.
I know, but was it erected with sound? That's what I want to know. The pyramids. Yes.
Now I think I don't want to tell you beyond. There is a lot of things around it, but I think you should witness it for yourself.
Yeah.
I should what?
You should experience it yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Come,
Hi,
Alara.
Simmin.
Let us tell
Hi,
everyone.
Simmin. Hello, Simmin. How are you?
Hi.
Dr. Goma
Hi.
here.
Hello, Dr. Goma. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. I just want to tell that, thank you so much. Simmin has been a wonderful mentor for me, actually. So I think I also visited Astral, even I visited.
So nice.
But
Thank you so
yes,
much.
I've been with her in Akashic Records. I've been with her in automated writing, and she's a wonderful teacher, basically.
Yeah, I agree totally. I've also done
Yeah, thank
several
you, Lara.
modalities with her too. Yeah,
Yes,
awesome. Thank you.
thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
so
Dr.
Simmin, let's take a minute. I'm just gonna I'm share my screen. So 1 second, just so that everybody can see. Just give me 1 second. We're gonna share our screen. We're gonna share a little bit about the workshop, the two packages. They're not really packages per se, but the special offers, right? What package A is a 1-day experiential workshop, and then package B is the experiential workshop plus a personalized, detailed, channeled message. So let's talk about the
On
1-day
the
workshop.
astral world.
Yeah. So the experiential workshop is about us experiencing astral projection, astral traveling, right?
Yes.
And that's happening
So
on
we-
April 23rd.
Yes. 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And we're going to record the entire session. So you can access, you can download and access this recording for yourself. And this is just the experience of it. Because I can sense that a lot of people want to witness it, but they are unable to, or there is some sort of a hesitation. Will I be able to? Will I get those visuals, etc.? So I thought it's very, very important for you to have a first-hand experience of it. So in this process, in this workshop of this experiential workshop, we are going to do astral traveling through the technique of astral projection, and we will have the opportunity to connect with our astral bodies. And I told you it's very important because you need to see a part of your soul, and that too at a very, very conscious level. You will meet your spiritual guides, and probably, there could be so many of them, 13, 14, 70, 80. I mean, as many as you are willing to see, and as many are willing to come to you and to give you guidance, to give you life messages, to tell you about your soul purpose, to tell you about your future. They give messages for you, for your loved ones. And there's a heart-to-heart, one-on-one conversation. You will take a tour through history. And as Linda wants to travel to a lot of places and re-witness history, and probably see herself as a part of all of that. So you can do all of this. And we will be going through, and we will be visiting galaxies, not just one, but many of them. And when we visit galaxies, we will visit planets, we will go through the process of understanding who we are, where do we belong to. We will meet, for you, aliens, but for me, soul friends, I call them. So we will be able to meet so many of them. So this particular experiential workshop will really open up so much for you. The call is going to start at 6:30 p.m. Over Zoom, but I'm not sure how long will it last, is because, of course, it will last for minimum, I think, 90 minutes or so, but it can go on for longer, is because there will be interaction, there might be questions, and I'm always willing to answer everything that you want to ask. Yeah? And this is just for a mere 33 USD. It's a very, very, very special price. And again, this price has not been set by me. Actually, the price of this experiential workshop is quite a bit. It's certainly in 3 figures, but the astral world itself gave me the number and said, this is the price. And thankfully, Alara agreed to it and told me, Simmin, whatever the astral world brings, we are going to bring it on the show. So this is an absolute steal. You must take this. The astral world is inviting you. You cannot say a no to the astral.
Absolutely. And then package B is the workshop plus the personal, automatic, personalized, detailed, channeled message recording from spiritual beings from the astral world. What did I write here?
So So this is going to be a recording. I will channel the entire message for you from the astral world. Whatever they want to tell you, whatever they want to guide you about, everything will be spoken to, and it will be spoken through me. So I will be emailing you this audio recording, and it's a personalized one. So for each person, there's going to be a different recording. Plus, you get to be a part of this experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And absolutely steal away price of just 55 US.
Yes. And so there are no 2 and 3 part payment plans for this because these prices are so low as it is. But if you are an Inner Circle member, free or VIP, please do take advantage of your Inner Circle gift code. Okay. So again, the package A is the 1-day experiential workshop is for $33. And package B is the workshop plus the personalized, detailed, channeled message for $55 USD. Okay. So please do take advantage of these. I don't think Simmin will ever be bring them back at this price point again, unless her guides tell her to. So yes, it is an incredible price point. So please do take advantage of it. So April 23rd at 6:30 p.m. IST, which is 9 a.m. Eastern. And for those of you in the Eastern time zone in North America, that's 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay. All right, Simmin. So what else? I'm just checking my stuff to see if there's anything else that we wanted to do today. Is there anything else that we?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I just want you all to have a very, very, very minor teaser of seeing your astral body. Yeah, we'll not do the traveling for sure, but I just want you to have a little teaser of getting it out and then bring it back. So is that okay, Alara? Can we do that? Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And I'm going to request everyone to please close your eyes. And please pay attention to your breath by keeping your dominant hand on your stomach. Okay. Preferably, your thumb should be on your navel. And just focus on your breathing. Take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. Nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. And once more deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now I want each and every one of you to imagine that I'm standing behind you. This is very important because it's a very, very temporary attunement and I'm sharing my energies with you. Please visualize me standing behind you. And visualize that I'm tying you with a rope. And I'm tying you with this rope inside out, through your body, through your cells, through your soul, through your consciousness. It's a nice, solid rope. And know that this is a process that you can trust, that you're very soon going to see your astral body. Just visualize me behind you, and me tying you with a rope inside out, through your body, through your cells, through your mind, through your consciousness, through your soul. Let me come and stand right in front of you. I'm just going to chant something energetically. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this rope. When I pull this rope, a part of your soul is just going to eject out of the body. So I'm going to pull the rope for each one of you. And I'm going to pull the rope now. I pull the rope and just feel a kind of a jerk, a part of you coming out and standing out of you. And this part of you that has come out and is standing in front of you, is a part of you. It may look like you, it may not look like you. It may just be an energy. It may just be a ball of light. It may just be something very, very beautiful just standing right in front of you, or it might just be a part of you, a childhood experience, the way you were in your growing up days, in your teens and 20s and 30s. But it could just be exactly the way you are right now. Some of you might see that part of you looking like me, looking like Simmin. That too is fine. We all come from the Creator. And I just want you to keep looking at this astral body part of you. It doesn't stand straight and still, it continuously moves. And at this point in time, I want you to greet your astral body. Just greet it, say hi, hello, how are you? Some of you all might feel a little overwhelmed the way I did the first time. Looking at this part of you, which is you. And I'm quickly going to go and stand behind you. And I'm going to pull this rope from behind, and your astral body is immediately going to enter your body. Okay, so ready? I'm standing right behind you. I've moved behind you, and I pull this rope now. And with a jerk, the astral body goes back inside. And the moment it goes inside, please start breathing deep, nice deep breaths, so that the astral body settles. Because if it doesn't settle sufficiently and you don't give enough deep breathing, then you might develop a slight headache. But even if you do, don't worry, it will subside very soon. Just keep breathing, a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. A nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. A nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. I untie you. Give me gratitude and then slowly open your eyes. Let us know if you had any special experience. It's okay if you did not go through it. I'm keeping my energy in this recording, so anybody who watches the recording can also access this, and I'll keep it active for about 2 weeks. Now, Lara, tell me, is 2 weeks good enough?
Yeah,
to keep
that's
their
good.
energy active?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes. But of course, the actual process is quite different. It's quite easy. It's quite in-depth. And you just saw part of you, but soon you will see a lot more beyond all of this. Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I saw, like, you know, the shape, you know, it was like in a rainbow bubbly, but it was like in the form of a human, you know, and I saw myself as slightly taller, longer hair, slightly slimmer. It was really quite interesting. Thank you. And like very sparkly, which is, yeah, so me. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. iPhone says beautiful. I seen a very beautiful bright white light. Awesome. Good. Somebody else saw lots of different colors. Yeah, and like the rainbow colors that I saw was like a rainbow effervescent. I still am having a hard time, you know, opening my eyes really. So I need to do more grounding, I think, you know, but I feel like I don't really want to be back, you know. It's like I want to, you know, enjoy that a little bit more.
So Alara, are you going to buy the package?
Oh, of course, yes, definitely. I'm still yawning too. It's like, oh my goodness. Manisha's Niharika said I couldn't experience anything. No worries. Manisha
Watch it
says,
again.
yeah. Manisha says I wanted to Thank you for this process. I want to check something with you. I was not alone, but with a life partner.
Mm.
Can this be possible to see two people and two
course.
people went
Of
back
course.
inside my body?
Two people cannot go back inside the body. That's not possible. But yes, you can see two because the person's energy is in your auric field. So that is how you saw two. But when you go back now, probably the person's energy went back to the auric field and you entered the body. Because only one can enter the body, which is you. And which is quite possible because, the processes I took you through very, very quickly. So you may have perceived a going back, but one is inside and one is in the auric field.
Oh, okay, good. Inderjeet said saw red colored figures changing looks. Awesome. Linda says saw me 50 years ago and I saw myself hugging you at the end. So she saw herself
Beautiful.
hugging you and she saw herself 50 years ago. So you must have been like a baby, Linda.
God, I wish.
Oh, goodness. I don't think you look, much older than that. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I still cannot talk properly. I'm like, it's like sometimes this happens to me after a process. Like I'm not quite fully back and I can't quite function the same way. Thank you. That was awesome. Mm-hmm.
And everybody, please drink some water. And I hope to see all of you at least in package A, if not package B. And it's going to be a great experience, a wonderful experience. And do come.
Exactly. So package A again is $33 for that workshop on April 23rd. And then package B is the workshop plus a channeled message, personal channeled message from Simmin for $55. So both packages are really, really well priced. So please do take advantage of them. Thank you so much, Simmin. This was awesome. And I really like this idea of the astral projection, astral traveling, and there's so much that's possible that you can experience and see and do and heal and meet and, amazing. I didn't know about all the different possibilities that were available. So thank you for that. That was awesome. I loved it.
Welcome. And it is always a great joy and an honor be back on your show. And thank you so much for having me around. And thank you so much for having this particular modality around. Thank you, Alada.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So April 23rd, I already have another thing that same day. Plus I have to be studying for my exams, but I'm going to make it. I will make it. And of course, everything will be recorded. So if you can't make it live, the recording will be made available to you. So, if you can't, at least get the recording, right? So awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, happy full moon, happy Hanumanji's birthday, happy Easter this weekend. I don't like to say happy Easter, but, have a wonderful holiday. All that stuff. I think it's Passover today. Just so much going on. So much going on. Yeah, Emily, if you can't attend live, get the recording, then you can always do it on your own and again and again and again. You can do it several. You don't have to do it once. You can do it over and over again, right, Simmin? And have different experiences.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. And Linda, say thank you to Ganesh for helping you out with your granddaughter.
Everybody. I thanked them to the high hills. To believe me,
Awesome.
that was
Good.
all. That was my job. Love you. Thank you.